My name is Rodrigo Cala. I'm a Latino farmer. I am originally I am from Mexico City, and I feel like 50% from Mexico. I feel 50% from Minnesota, and 50% from Wisconsin. The reason why is all my produce I sold in Minnesota, and we have the farming here. So most of my work I do in Minnesota. I am a secretary of a Cherry Grounds Farmer Co-op. It's a marketing co-op based on St. Paul, Minnesota. I work with Latino Economic Development Center. I am a farm trainer, and I have this farm since 2008. I take farm training for 3 years on Minnesota Food Association. When I finish my training, I try to get the farm. So on 2008 we get this farm. It's 46 acres farm. The first year we just certified that part of the farm, 4 acres the first year, and then in 2011 we certify all the farm organic. So now we try to, because we have one problem right here on the farm. We have some issues on the soil because we overgrow brassicas, broccoli, cauliflowers, cabbage, and in one point, because we don't have enough land to do the rotation, so we ending with in the last 3 years we losing money because the quality of our produce is really bad. So one day I was talking with my brother and my kids, and I tell them, like, if we keep doing the same thing, what we gonna try to get a different result? So one day I try to figure it out different ways to make money, because the reason we do farming is to make money, to make a living. And for some reason, people don't like to talk that way. I don't know why. And we need to be very honest with ourselves. If we don't make money, why we keep doing this? So we have this organic farm, and then we figured it out. We don't make any money, and then we try to switch for a different model of production. So then I start working on a regeneration system on my farm. I start using sheep and chickens to do that, and I'm gonna apologize because my fields are really weedy and messy right now. I know we put on the flyer to came to our farm for weed control, and I think today is not the case. But I'm gonna try to explain the systems I already set up on my farm. It's not an idea just from me. It's an idea I get from another farmers too. I work it with Reginaldo Marroquí and Wilber de la Rosa and Tony Walls in another poultry project. So I get some ideas from different farmers. Okay, what I say, why we start to put livestock on my farm is because the soil was so poor, because we overgrowing brassicas. And then I try to find different ways to do another way to do farming where I can make money. So we start growing corn, and we get this corn from Guatemala and from Mexico. And we saved these seeds in the last 8 years, and you can see inside we hardly get any water right here, and it's a mix of the chickens and the sheep working in here. So next year we're gonna try to. I mean, we grow 10 acres in another farm, because when I start seeing the problems with my farm, I start finding looking for another ways to do brassicas. I mean, I in one point I quit and I say I need to find another way to make money. So I start focus on growing corn and growing winter squash and growing tomatoes. Uh, on the crops, I think we can make some money. And I hardly on the last 6 weeks when it start raining some in here, we get I think like three inches of rain, and you can see the size of this corn. And this corn is so healthy. We don't spray at all with anything.
Is this a flour corn for making flour?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna use for making tortillas and tamales. So I mean, it's gonna be organic, and we're gonna get at least I think $12 a bushel for this corn, and it's just a small. I think it's like 2 acres of corn right here. But we just right now we are in the process to transform my farm in a different farm. So if you can see right here, we still have quack grass because we started having the sheep last year. So the way how we put why we use the sheep is to deal with quack grass. Because I mean, even if you have tractors, if you have labor, if you have, I don't know, plastic mulch to try to deal with quack grass, I mean, it's no way to won. Even if you have all those tools, you're gonna lose. And I started using mechanical tools. I really like. We have 6 tractors, and in this farm, it's working my kids and my brother, and we working with 6 tractors. I mean, every day, and we can try to push the soil that way. So when I start to looking for what another ways to do farming, I start looking at the sheep. The first year when I get the sheep, I get just like a tree because we want to have barbacoa for us. So so in one point I see of how the sheep work, and I start see okay how we wanna use them for dealing with quack grass, and then we bring the chickens too in the same spot. So I'm gonna try to show you different systems, and I'm gonna show my really a big system, and we are in the process for the big system. So I'm gonna show the chickens. We have 1,600 chickens on the barn. So you're gonna see maybe the idea. I don't know in the future if you wanna come back, it's fine. But right now because the process for changing things is take time. I mean, what I see is take time.
So
Okay.
you'll accept volunteers to come and work?
Yeah.
So Rodrigo, last year that you had sheep and then cover crops and then laying
Yep.
hens.
Yep.
Okay.
Last year we have right here we have cover crops plus the sheep plus hens. Like hens we have in here. I put them for a year. And what I do that because I want to see what is the difference between one plot to another. And right now I'm working on the data to not real data, but I can see okay we need to put the sheep one more time, and I start learning that. And it's I am a farmer. Just I go in there and I check it and I see and I thinking like okay we need to put one more time the sheep. I don't do science measurements or other kind of things. Just like try to figure it out like on my knowledge like okay we need to do this. Okay.
That corn, do you need to dry it before you grind it, make it into tortillas, or?
Do you
Yeah.
dry it before you grind it?
Yes. We need to dry until get like 14% humidity, and then we can grind it. And we don't gonna grind it. I mean, we sold the corn somebody came with a big machinery, so they harvest and they take it.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me, I really like to do the easy systems.
Yes.
And I don't try to overwork in things. I don't try to, okay. For me, working with another farmers, I try to do the easiest and the better things for myself. And I am 47 years old, and I remember 10 years ago, and I can't keep working that in the same way. I have a funny thing with my wife, because she asked me one day, for how long do you think you can keep working in the same way? Because sometimes I wake up at 7 or 8 in the morning. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I know farmers, they wake up at 5 or 4 in the morning. Not me. Not me. So I wake up at 7 or 8, and I keep working until 9, 10, 11. It depends. Sometimes I need to deliver produce. Sometimes I come back at 2 in the morning, because it's the time I need to expend to delivering my produce. And keeping that kind of work on that way is gonna it's kill me. So right now I try to change. I try to, like, what's your name? Aaron. He wants to be a farmer. He wants to farming. And what is the advice for him is to, if he start to finding the systems, what he can work longer, I think is the best. Is the best thing. For example, when I working with beginning farmers, the best investment for beginning farmers is a tractor. Even farmers, even organic farmers, they say, "Oh, I don't want to use use a tractor. I don't want to use this big machinery." No, it's a tractor, is a tool, and it's the way you can keep doing this work longer. And I don't know, for myself, I try to find different technologies. I try to find different tools. You name it. I mean, I don't know if you have the ability to see, but we have tons of implements just for doing this work easier for us. And when I start this farm on 2008, I start farming on 2005. I start farming in this country. I rent some land in close to Stillwater, and I at the beginning, what I was thinking is for a hobby, just for grow some food just for us. But then, in one point, I figured it out. Okay, maybe it's an opportunity for us to grow a business. And with LEDC, the main mission or reason why I do this work is, I don't try to do a better farmers. I don't wanna do that. I try to do business people. So if they make money, we can keep doing this. If we lose money, we need to tie some bolts, and then we can figure it out different way to do this. So when I see the corn, I start, okay, this is another way to make money. So you can see. I mean, this is. I mean, some years when it's a lot of rain, this thing can reach like 12, 13 feet tall. Yeah. Sometimes the stalks is like really, really, really big.
And it's had no irrigation.
And no irrigation.
You said 3 inches in the last 2 months or something?
Yep. We get 3 inches of rain in the last 2 months. And at the beginning, we don't get any rain at all.
Is it open pollinated corn?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
What crops did you have in here for the sheep and chickens to graze on?
We put cover crops.
Yes, but what
And it's a mix of everything. I put winter rye, I put clover, I put oats. Whatever is cheaper on the store, I put on the cedar. Because for the sheep, they like to have a mix. They really like. And they can deal with, I mean, if you want to clean the forest, they can do that. They really hard workers. every system on my farm, we start really, really small, just for learn and understand the way how the chickens or the hens of the pigs or the sheep work. So we use electric systems just to move around the farm. It, when we're talking about money, we're talking about time. So I learned that at the beginning with the sheep. At the beginning, I have the sheep on one place, and I want to harvest everything and bring to them all the time. It takes for me sometimes like 5 hours a day to finish everything. As soon as I understand instead to make money, I lose money. I thinking what can be the way to the sheep or the chickens be on the field and they can eat whatever they want. As soon as we found the electric fencing, so we can move around around the farm. Takes for us when we move all this fencing takes for us like 2 hours, and then they can be for a week or two. And for give feed to them, it takes for us like 20 minutes, maybe less, because my son he has a four-wheeler, so sometimes it takes like 5 minutes for him, and he harvests like I don't know 40 to 60 or maybe 100 eggs. So, and when we start this, we get we talk to a company who sell chicks, and my son he asked them like, what are the cheapest hens do you have? And they told him like, we have a promotion, we have everything. I mean, we have a different varieties on the package. So he get, if you can see, different colors, different shades. So I asked him why he do that, and he says, "Oh, because I want to see the colors." And you see on the front of the farm, the flowers he planted, and it's another way to make money because we are still growing flowers too, and I'm gonna show you our flowers. So right here, I think he has 100 hens. So in timing, at least it's gonna take, I don't know, 20 minutes to take care of them. We sold to, okay, we working with Share Ground. It's a marketing co-op. So all the eggs, they gone for a CSA shares. So yeah, and I think 3 weeks ago, somebody from the city show up. It's a monk. It's a monk guy. He start buying the hens.
Much trouble with predation?
No. We don't have any troubles with
Hawks or raccoons or anything?
no, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. It's why we have Benny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is the point. I mean, all day they can be in here grazing, eating, and then in the afternoon we close the door and they are safe. And we put the boxes raccoon proof, or I don't know if I can say that. So yeah, I mean, and okay, these systems allow me to think about what I can do on a bigger scale. So then I'm gonna show you, because if you see the fence, it's gonna be a big system. It's gonna be the same model of this, but in a bigger scale. So if you see, we start putting the fence. So we wanna replicate that system.
Okay.
And I get some ideas from Reginaldo Marroquí to put hazelnut trees. So So I'm gonna show you. The trees because in all, if you see a flag, it's a tree. If you see a flag on this field, we have 800 trees.
800?
Yeah.
Where did you source them from?
Okay.
Lots of places?
No, we get the seeds and we grow in here. But the
Oh,
other trees we get from other farms.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So my system right now is, I mean, I think it's 50% complete because I think I need to put more things in place. But it's gonna take me maybe another 2 years to set up everything.
Okay.
And what kind of trees did you plant?
I don't know if I say it the right way. Hazelnut trees?
What's that?
Hazelnut?
Hazelnut,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the hard work for me. So right here we have 1,600 chicks.
1,600.
In 3 more days they're gonna have a month. They are very healthy. And another thing right here, we have the barn. You can imagine we don't use this barn for 10 years until we start having the sheep and the chickens. Because when all the chickens are gone, then the sheep they're gonna move inside.
Oh, okay.
So when I start talking to Reginaldo and Wilbur, they told me you need to build a new building, and I don't have $40,000 for a start. Maybe more with the price of material right now. It's crazy. So right now, the way how I thinking is I need to start working with whatever is in my hands. So for the chicks, another thing is beneficial for us is the manure. We can start putting the manure in the soil. So then we can working more on the health of the soil. Maybe in 7 years we're gonna start in 3 or 4 years we're gonna start harvesting the hazelnuts. So maybe in 7 years when our full mature, we can make another income from the trees.
Are these hens or are these meat birds?
For meat, are for meat.
Yeah.
Are no hens, are for meat. And we planning to put maybe like 4 or 5 more of these buildings on this farm.
Okay.
So maybe next year we're gonna raise maybe 10 or 20,000 chicks every year.
Wow. So is this your first group too or second?
This is the first group.
First group.
So we learn from the hens how they work, how they clean, how they improve the quality of the soil. So then when I start looking for new ways to do farming, and I found this organization in Northfield, so then I say, okay, why not we can start having some chicks?
So you're gonna harvest them in a month?
Yep. It's gonna take 6 more weeks.
Are you gonna process them here?
No.
Yeah,
It's one company, they're gonna pick it up everything. It's what I say when I say I want the easiest things. If somebody sign a contract for, okay, we're gonna come here and harvest everything and take it up, okay, let's do it.
So where will you put the chickens?
Right here, Wayne. In all the grassy part, we're gonna put there the chicks. And they say, I don't know yet, but they say, the amount of feed they're gonna get it is like 30% less. But I don't know. Maybe not.
Oh, well, there have been studies that argue that anywhere from 5 to 20% of their nutrition can be met from whatever they graze. But if you really pin people down, they'll say probably 5%.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's something.
Yeah.
But
And the
they stay
flavor,
healthy, which is a different thing.
And the flavor is amazing. I tried that. I tried that a few times, and the flavor is you can tell the difference. Really good.
Are you gonna supplement with the grains, the soaked grains and stuff? Once they get out here, you'll throw the sprouts out.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
So did you have to buy the grain for that, or did you grow it yourself?
Some of the grain we grow in here.
Okay.
Not much, but we're gonna start to doing that.
Okay.
Broilers.
And which grains are you growing yourself?
Winter rye, oats, corn.
Okay. And that all gets sprouted.
Yep.
Okay.
So, did you get a straight run, or do you have all pullets or all roosters? What do you have here?
All roosters.
All roosters.
How wide is this building?
It's 30. 30 by, I think, 70. And you can see it's for cows.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's for chickens.
Yeah. Now it's for chicken. Yeah, and we can make some income from the buildings too.
So you run through like 3 or 4 batches in a growing season?
Maybe
And
5.
Maybe 5, and then when the winter comes, then you'll repurpose this for the sheep,
Yeah.
for shelter. Okay.
Then, and I'm gonna explain you about the sheep because I don't make numbers until last year, and I see the numbers and I say, wow, I make more money have sheep than growing tomatoes or growing peppers
Okay.
because the kind of labor is involved.
Oh, yeah.
And some people, I mean, we are farmers. Sometimes we don't put costs. We say, oh, my time is free, but no. In some cases, no. And we need to be very clear about timing and money.
So will this be divided into 2 then?
Yeah.
Okay.
This plot is gonna be divided in 2. So we're gonna switch every 2 weeks between one plot to another.
So did you plant anything in here, or this has just gone to seed?
Just the trees. We have
Just the trees in there? Okay.
We put cover crops, but I don't think because it was so dry.
Yeah.
Just the grass come down.
Yeah. Well, it'll be cover.
Yeah.
It's tall enough for them to hide in, so they'll like that.
Yeah, so in other plot, I'm gonna show you how start looking the soil when you put the sheep and then when you put the chicken. You're gonna see the difference.
Do you have to protect the trees from the chickens?
Yeah, you need to protect the trees from the sheep and from the chickens too.
Oh, really? So is there a fence around each of them?
Not yet,
But there will be?
We're working on that. I mean, you see myself. I working on many projects all the time. I have phone calls every day from farmers from different parts of the state, sometimes different parts of the country, sometimes from another countries just for asking questions. And I try to work with my son in the most efficient way to achieve our goals in here on the farm.
So, and you're already certified organic?
Yep.
So this land was certified, so they're certified?
They're gonna be certified organic in 2 weeks.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's another plus when we sell the meat. I mean, when we sell the birds, it can be an organic label on these chicks.
Okay. And that's a higher price point too then?
Yeah. And
Yep.
when we talking about money, Wayne, he told me that we need to talk about money. If we make money, let's do it. If we don't make money, we need to find another way to do this.
Yeah.
And there's many opportunities. I mean, working with farmers around the country, I understand that. In some cases, people sometimes they do crazy things, but the way is the fine ways to make money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't make money, do something. Yeah.
In our farm class, They said basically sell what you're going to grow or raise before you even start.
Yeah.
Sure you can sell it.
Find the market first, and then grow for it.
And I have one opinion about that. Before you start any kind of farming, start working on your markets. If you have the market, then you have one step ahead. Otherwise, people they think, I can raise the most beautiful chicks, or I can grow the most beautiful tomatoes, or peppers, or onions, whatever. But if you don't have the market, you are done. No, I mean, in this country, the marketing way of produce is different than in other countries. I remember when I was in Mexico, even I can be all day working on the field. Somebody gonna show up and tell me, I gonna buy everything. You don't need to do anything. But in this country, it's way different. The buyers, they want onions, tomatoes, chicks on a small box, really nice, wrapped. So it's a different market, and as soon you understand that, then you can succeed.
Rodrigo, tell the audience about your experience with Chipotle.
In 2006, I started working with Chipotle. It's a burrito chain restaurant. It's a well name for that. They approached us and they offered us a contract for bell peppers. The first year was really good because they pay us $25 for a case of 20 pounds of peppers. It is really high price. But then the next year they decreased the price to 20. The third year they decreased the price. One day they want to pay us $9 per case. And $2 is the price of just the case. So they want to pay $7 for 20 pounds of peppers. So when I ask them why is the price so low, and they say, oh, this is an average price. We pay everywhere in the country. And I make my analysis, and I lose money. And when I bring my paperwork to them, like, okay, I lose money, and they told me I'm gonna buy you 4,000 cases of peppers, and I'm gonna lose money 4,000 times. So then I stopped working with them. So what a lesson I learned from them is, if you don't make enough money, just don't do it. It's no reason for keep doing the same thing. We can go to the tomatoes. Right here we have heirloom tomatoes and Roma tomatoes. And if you can see, we have a greenhouse. It's 20 by 100. And we trellis the tomatoes this way because we can make more pounds per plant. And this small space we have almost 900 plants. So right here, we really try to take advantage of the space. If you can see in the ground, is compost from the chickens and from the sheep. On winter time, we let the sheep to be on the greenhouse. And you can see, because, okay, when we put this greenhouse, was no soil at all. Was just like rocks. You can see, like right there, was in here. So you can see, we start putting the bedding from the chickens and from the sheep, and we start working on the health of the soil.
Do you move this every year then?
Yes. Yeah, I have another three greenhouses, so we can move back and forth.
Rodrigo, you should talk about the composting process and the time allowed, the time required before you can put it with fresh growing vegetables.
Okay, when this is one of the questions people ask me all the time, because organic farmers, they say the inspectors, they don't allow them to have animals in their farms, and it's not true. You can have, if you have enough timing, you need to have 90 days if the fruits don't touch the ground. If the fruit touch the ground, you need to have 120 days before harvest.
Applying the manure.
Yeah, applying the manure. So we don't, right here, we don't use plastic mulch this year. Maybe next year we're gonna use plastic mulch. Next year we're gonna grow flowers in here, but this year just tomatoes. And we try to find, I don't know, crops with high price or with high demand. Every year we try to grow less crops, and it's not because we don't like, it's because the energy you need for growing crops. And yeah, for me, because I have so many different things to do every year, and I need to be very smart to keep doing this. So I met, what is that guy?
Yeah.
It's a guy from Aaron. He lives very close to here. And the only way to know him is because this workshop, and we need to start focus on who is around us. And I think it's very important to have the connection with him right now. Because I am a Latino, and this community is an Anglo community. Turtle Lake is a very close community. Barron, I think, is more open, but Turtle Lake. But yeah, I mean, since 2008, I started having a relationship with people around here. Even with the farmer in here, he's a conventional farmer. I have a very good relationship with him. He understands what we're trying to do. And it's a different way of farming. Sometimes people, they talking about Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, about their agricultural states, but just they grow corn and soybeans. And some of these things, they going for feed for animals or for ethanol. Sometimes that even be a food.
So you have, this is the fence line with your neighbor right here.
Yep.
And so have you ever had any issues with drift, pesticide drift or anything like that?
Not yet. When I talk to him every year, he knows. He stay away from the line. And it's for an organic farmer, it's a key.
No, yeah.
Yep.
Who's your certifier, by the way?
MCIA?
MCIA.
Yeah, and we need to have like 25 to 30 foot buffer. Yeah, if you want to do organic. So right here we have 3 acres of winter squash. Even if you can see just weedy, we have the beds in here. I think we're gonna have a really big yield this year. And if you see, we have leafy weeds. We don't have quad grass in the plot. We have quad grass in the edges, but no in the field. And we're using plastic mulch. For some organic farmers, they don't like, but for me, it's no other way to compete with weeds. So we have 4 different types of winter squash. Is delicata, butternut, acorn, and spaghetti. At least we can get maybe 10,000 pounds or maybe 20,000 pounds of winter squat.
Is it all marketed through shared ground then too?
Yeah. We're gonna market to share ground, to good acre, and to food for the people program.
Do you want to talk a bit about the Food for the People program?
Okay. When COVID-19 hit the community in Minneapolis and St. Paul, we have a meeting with the farmers and say what we can do for helping the needs of the community. So I started working with another organizations, and we found the money for buy these products from the farmers from share ground, and we set up like a CSA boxes and give to the community on Minneapolis and St. Paul. This year we have, I think, 100 shares, full shares. So it's gonna be 2,000 cases of food for all season. Okay, let's go to see the sheep. Okay. The hard part for us is to train them to respect the fence. But as soon they know, as soon as they respect the fence, I mean, you can move everywhere. And you see me like working on the fence. It stay for you like 1 or 2 hours, maybe every 3 days, every week, to move them around. So they can mow everything. They can take care of it. So right here we have 20 sheep. It's 19 are Qatarin and one is a Dorper. The black header is a Dorper. It's a male. We have 2 males, a Qatarin and a Dorper, and soon I'm gonna divide in 2 groups. Why Qatarin and Dorper? Because are a hair sheep, and we don't need to share. Because a few years ago I have a different breeds, but they need to share them, and I don't want to do that. the first year when I tried to do, and I said no, I don't want to do this. So it's why we have Dorper and Qatarin. Are very good on winter time. I think are stronger than goats. Very easy to move them around the farm. It's a secret. This one secret for if you want to move your sheep around. And the secret is 1 bucket with corn. And they're gonna follow you. And it's, as soon as they know what you have on the bucket, they're gonna follow you. And you can see how they work. Some cases it's very hard to move to work with the tractors on these hilly and small plots, but the sheep does. Okay, when I start getting 3, then we eat them and we get another 6. Last year 2 years ago I have 40. And because I have wool sheep too, so I sold 20. So I just keep with hair sheep, and I hope next year we're gonna have another 20. Because I mean the price for sheep and goats are very high, and I can make money just with a little time having sheep. And the plan for us is to have 200. As you can see, are very strong. It's you can deal with them with just little village.
So when will you lamb? When will be the lambing season for these?
It's gonna be on the lambing season. Is gonna be on maybe in January and February. And that's really cold months, but they are tough. I mean, as soon as they be inside the buildings, they be okay. Even you're gonna see some lambing outside, but the lambs, they can be okay. They are very strong.
Do they mostly lamb inside, or are they mostly outside?
Okay, they be inside just for the night, but they be outside. And sometimes you going to check them, and you see lambing outside with 2 or 3, with 1 or 2 feet of snow, and they are fine. Yeah, you just for a few hours you just need to, for a few days you just need to bring the kids inside, the lambs inside, and then they are okay. And I think they are easy to work with than goats. But goats are more expensive. That is that is the deal. Yeah. But yeah, if you, I mean, I get two rams. One I pay $1,000. The other I pay 700. But that registered. We have a registration and everything. So I can sell my sheep on a different price next year.
Do you direct market the sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We direct market the sheep. The people, because we have just a few, the people just come in and I say, I will do 1 for 1, and I guess in and people pay.
So how did you create the market? How did you connect with people to come buy the goat, the sheep?
Oh, because I have a relationship with different communities, and even people who knows we have chickens, they know we have sheep, and then they came to the farm and asked me. We sold 2 days ago. We sold 2, and in really good price. I can't believe they paid me $300 for each one, and they came here, they pick it up in here, and they go. Yep.
So word of mouth. Just by letting the community know.
For Latinos. Yep. Latino, Hmong, Somali. Yep. When I start having horse or first sheep, this is what surprised me. How they clean, how they mow. They mow almost everything. Just I see a few things they don't like it, but yes, I think in 1 or 2 things they don't like it. Anything else, they they take it. And on summertime, and we don't expend any money on forage. We put just cover crops, and then we move in. And winter time, we need to get some hay and alfalfa. What I think is one of the prices.
Any issues with parasites?
No, we don't have any issues. We give a dewormer at the beginning of the season and at the end of the season.
And you can do that in certified organic?
These are not certified organic.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have just a few. I don't think it's worth the money. I think for commercial market, I think it's easier to sell. Like, okay, people show up. I tell really a big history, and they pay more. Yep.
So how many more days do you think before you move them out of here?
1 more day.
And then are you going to throw the pistols down after?
Yeah, it's what we do. Most of the time, when you see the field like this, what we do is we use our disc and plow, and then we put a cover crop. And right now is the time for cover crop.
What will you put for a cover crop?
I put a mix when like 6 or 7 different seeds. Winter rice, clover, oats, Sudan grass, corn, alfalfa, whatever is cheap on the seed store, I put in there just a little bit, and for the sheep they love it. The chickens too. Yep. You can see where we have the chickens right there. Was like this, and then we put the sheep for a few weeks, and then we waited like maybe 3 more weeks, and then we put the chickens. But the grass, the weeds are like 12 inches tall. It was like perfect.
So the whole idea is rotating vegetables, cover crops, and livestock.
Yep, this is the main idea.
To break up diseases.
Yep, and I think one of the most expensive things for farmers is the fertilizer. Commercial fertilizers are very expensive. And I think with this system, I see the quality of the produce is better, is higher. And for me, it's cheaper because for cover crops, I spend maybe, I don't know, $500 every year. And I can plant like, I don't know, 6 or 7 acres of cover crops. Organic seeds.
So it'll be a year or 2 or 3 before it comes back to vegetables?
2.
2 years, yeah.
Sometimes it depends on.
Yeah.
This is a good question. I think it depends on the market. Some years I have like, I don't know, 10 markets. I agree on the prices. Some years just one market. I say, yeah, I'm gonna do this because of the price. But yeah, if you see the diversification of the farms, I think it's important. I think it's where you can make more money. We start first with crops because the first time we pass the tractor, and the tractor can kill everything. So then we growing produce, vegetables for 1 year. Then we put a cover crop because we working on one more time the soil. Then we put a cover crop. Then we move the sheep, and then we move the chickens, and then we put vegetables. Sometimes we do 2 years, sometimes we do 1 year. Sometimes because our markets we don't do it. And I try to move wherever I see. Okay, this ground need to improve. So then we do it there. You can walking around. You see some of the fields have so much organic matter in there. Yep. So it's what we need. What really need. So when we start making high beds, we start open in the middle and we throw there the manure. And it's stay like 2 or 3 years to everything inside break down. But then you see the difference. It's a little work in some way because if you try to do everything by hand, it's a lot. But if you have a tractor, I mean, you can work every year in maybe 2 or 3 acres, and then you're gonna get better yield. You see on the corn. You see on the corn. Yeah.
Is this one fence, 150-foot fence?
Yep. We using 3 fences each time. Yep. Yeah. But we have I think 10. Because in one day we do two different parts. So then when we finish, we move to the other one. So if we don't have the time, we build in another one. But if we don't have the time, just we let them. Yeah. So we try to be more efficient every time. Where I get my tractors? I get my tractors on Facebook or Craigslist. I never go to a dealership. No, are really expensive. But I have 6 tractors. Yeah, most I get on Craigslist. Yeah. And I'm working with the community. If you need a tractor, just let me know what kind of tractor you want, and I can help you to find one. We grow flowers too. grow flowers for the Day of Death. So we're gonna grow 4 different kinds of marigold. And why we do that? Because I think the price on the market is so high. So I am working right now with another farmer, Elizabeth Montesinos and Alejandro Tapia. And they have the idea 2 years ago, and finally we can. And right here we have 2,000 pods. We have the flowers in different stages. So and we're gonna see how this go, because this tradition is gonna be on October, the last days on October, and the first days on November. So other thing is the reason why we do this, we can make some money in this. So what I try to show you is the diversification of my farm. I remember 3 years ago when my farm is just one farm, just on flexible production, and now I have too many different projects on hand. It's good. I don't know. It's bad. I don't know too. So we try to achieve different goals. And I working with my kids. I working with the community. I working with my brother. We'll see. I don't know if it's what I say. If you want to come in the future just to visit my farm, to show up, just let me know. I mean, we are here.